Horror enthusiasts, get ready to have your expectations shattered. Stephen King's electrifying two-sentence take on The Black Phone 2 is sparking massive buzz and could redefine what a sequel can achieve. This year has been an absolute roller coaster for the horror genre, with films like Sinners, Final Destination Bloodlines, and Weapons fueling endless debates at the office water cooler and beyond. Yet despite all that excitement, one of the most eagerly awaited releases of 2025 is still looming large on the horizon, The Black Phone 2. Serving as a follow-up to the blockbuster success of The Black Phone, which premiered at film festivals in 2021 and hit theaters in 2022. This sequel welcomes back Ethan Hawke in his chilling role as the sinister child-abducting killer known as the Grabber. And if the insights from one legendary horror icon are any indication, fans might be in for an unexpectedly thrilling ride. But here's where it gets controversial. Stephen King, the prolific writer behind timeless scares like Salem's Lot and It, has weighed in with glowing enthusiasm for director Scott Derrickson's The Black Phone 2. For those new to King's world, he's often called the King of Horror for his knack for crafting stories that tap into our deepest fears, blending supernatural elements with everyday dread. The film's promotional materials even echo vibes from Derrickson's earlier hit Sinister, promising a similar blend of psychological terror and eerie atmosphere. King, posting on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, delivered this concise yet powerful endorsement. It's not as good as the first one. It's better. That's right. High praise indeed. The original The Black Phone draws from a short story by Joe Hill, who is none other than King's own son. So you might wonder if familial loyalty is coloring his view. And this is the part most people miss. While that bias could be a factor, King isn't alone in his admiration. Raphael Motemeyer, reviewing the film for Film during Fantastic Fest, hailed The Black Phone 2 as a fantastic sequel that feels bigger and enhances the original's impact, building on its foundation rather than just repeating it. Speaking from personal experience, I attended the premiere screening at Fantastic Fest, and I have to say, I was thoroughly impressed by the sequel myself. The audience's energy was electric, with waves of applause and excited chatter filling the room. As of now, Rotten Tomatoes hasn't gathered enough reviews for an official score, but the early critiques popping up on the site are overwhelmingly favorable, painting a picture of a film that's resonating strongly with critics. The Black Phone 2 appears poised to be a major triumph for Blumhouse Productions, the studio behind many modern horror hits. The story picks up with Finn, played by Mason Thames, now 17, and grappling with the trauma of his past abduction and near-death encounter with the Grabber. His younger sister Gwen, Madeline McGraw, aged 15, starts experiencing mysterious dream calls from the infamous Black Phone, along with visions of 3 boys in peril at a winter retreat called Alpine Lake. Driven by a need to unravel the enigma, Gwen persuades Finn to journey to the camp, where they uncover that they must face the Grabber again, and this time, the murderer seems even more formidable in the afterlife. It's a setup that expands on the original's themes of survival, supernatural communication, and confronting evil, making it accessible for newcomers while rewarding fans with deeper layers. Director Scott Derrickson, who also co-wrote the script with his longtime partner C. Robert Cargill, who also produced it, reflected on the project's significance in an interview with Film last year. He pondered aloud, "I had to ask myself the question, is The Black Phone 2 a movie that I'm willing to make if it's the last movie I ever get to make?" After deep contemplation, he found a narrative angle that ignited his passion, solidifying it as his next creative venture. That decision seems spot on, as the film showcases Derrickson's talent for blending horror with emotional depth. For Blumhouse, this could be a game changer. The company has faced challenges lately, with disappointments like M3GAN 2.0 and Wolfman underperforming both critically and at the box office. In a genre where audience turnout can hinge on word of mouth and reviews, The Black Phone 2 might just be the hit Jason Blum's team desperately needs to rebound. But is it fair to pin so much hope on one film? especially when sequels often face skepticism for not matching originals. What do you think? Can a follow-up really outshine its predecessor? Or is King's enthusiasm clouded by personal ties? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear if you agree, disagree, or have your own take on whether bias plays a role in Hollywood praise. A Black Phone 2 hits theaters on October 17, 2025. Mark your calendars and prepare for the debate.